Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Iebnu HAKHIM bin HAMID. My number metric is A22A0903. I will talk about 4 management icons for today: Frederick Winslow, Henry Fayol, Mary Parker, and Max Weber. Let me quickly and succinctly describe their background before we get to know them more. Firstly, we have Frederick, also known as Frederick Winslow Taylor. Was born on 20 March 1856. He lived in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He became an American inventor and engineer who is known as the father of scientific management. He was also a U.S. inventor and engineer. Taylor was the son of a lawyer. He entered Philadelphia Academy in New Hampshire in 1872, where he led his class scholastically. After years he passing the entrance examination for Harvard University, he was forced to abandon plans for matriculation as his eyesight had deteriorated from night study. 3 years later, he won the Mayville State Company, where starting as a machine shop laborer, he became successfully shop clerk, machinist, game boss, foreman, maintenance foreman, head of the drawing office, and chief engineer. After that, let me take a look about the theory was created by him, which is scientific management. In 1909, Taylor published his first book, The Principle of Scientific Management. Taylor believed that all workers were motivated by money, so he promoted the idea of a fair day's pay for a fair day's work. With a background in mechanical engineering, Taylor was very interested in efficiency. He doing a lot of experiments to find the best way to improve worker efficiency. After that, he was developed 4 principles of scientific management. Okay, secondly, we have Henry Fayol, born in suburb of Istanbul, Turkey in 1841. He was married to the French woman Adelaide Celestine Marie Soleil in 1875. Such a great name. They had 3 children, Madeleine Mary Eugene, Henry Joseph, and Mary Celestine. Henry Fayol started study mining engineering at the École Nationale Supérieure des Mines Academy in Saint-Étienne. Started his career as engineer at the mining company de Commentry for Chambre d'Isaville in Commentry the age of 19. In 1878, Henry Fayol became invited to offer a document the self-ignition of coal uncovered to air. He published his first book written by himself, which is introducing the term Fayolism, and this book describes about theory the role of management in organization and consists of 5 primary functions of management and 14 management principles. Now, let me take a look about the theory of Henry Fayol, which is principle of management. The principle of management can be defined as broad and general guidelines used in management that are specifically applied in decision making and human behavior in an organizational setting. They have different proponents of principle of management, including management from Henry Fayol and Frederick Winslow Taylor. Henry Fayol developed the theory of administrative management while attempting to refine and define the principle of management. Both Fayol and Taylor share their origins in the classical theory movement. Basically, Taylor believed in scientific approach while Fayol believed in a managerial approach to administration. Fayol works grew out of scientific management theories, which is reflected in Fayol's employee management approach. His idea focused on measurable standards. The main difference between this administrative management and scientific management is scientific management focus on task completion and organizational efficiency, meanwhile administrative management focus on optimizing individual efficiency and productivity. And now we have Mary Parker Follett, also known as American sociologist, born in September 3, 1868 at Quincy, Massachusetts, United States of America. She won Society for the College Instruction of Women at Harvard. She graduated, then she published her first book, The Speaker of the House of Representatives, in 1866. She organizing the Roxbury Debating Club in 1900 and the Highland Union. This club for social and educational club for young men. She active in the Women Municipal League, and she was paid by minimum wage. She defined a natural shape of democracy primarily based totally on spontaneous business enterprise alongside her neighborhood lines in 1918 for the posted the new state. Her subsequent book, Creative Experience, 1934, increased the social and mental application of her in advanced work, putting for an idealistic interpretation of man or woman duty and the innovative interplay of human and cooperation closer to optimistic synthesis of perspective and goals. After a series of lectures to the branch of commercial enterprise management of the London School of Economics in early 1936, she fell ill, and in October she again to Boston, wherein she died overdue that year. And now let me take a look about the Follett principle. Follett, called the mother of the contemporary management, saw management as the art of getting things done through people, despite the fact that she never ran a for-profit business. She provided vital insight on the significance of managers and supervisors powering with employers rather than powering over them, and cooperating with workers to resolve issues. And then Follett also said, integration at all levels of workers was required to meet the company goals. When we disagree, we must opt to pull rather than push and settle the issue together. When each member engage in their function, the probability that they will satisfy with the result increase. Also, Follett felt that rather of building a tight hierarchy and giving authority to certain persons over others, leaders should use coactive power. Controlling your team is preferable to leading them. This way, each person feels as valuable as the next. Through Follett's viewpoint, this provides a method for upper level and lower level employees to keep attempting to dominate each other and instead take control of problem as unified front. Last but not least, Follett said that leaders should practice group strength above personal power, as according to her thesis, real leaders develop power for the group rather than retaining it for themselves. After all, companies exist to serve the entire firm of employees and consumers, not just one individual. Through this altruistic attitude prevail, everyone participating will feel as if they are on the same team rather than competing. Okay, now we have arrived at the last biodata of figure, which is Max Weber, or Maximilian Karl Emil, aka Max. Weber was born in Erfurt, Prussia, which is now called as Germany. He started life in 1864 until 1920. He came from a family of notable heritage. His father, Max Sr., came from a family of textile merchants and industrialists in Westphalia, and became a lawyer and national liberal deputy in Wilhelmine politics. His mother, Helen, came from the Frankenstein and Socialist family, both from the long and famous region line that had produced civil servants and academic for generations. His younger brother, Alfred, was also influential political, economic, and sociologist. Obviously, Max Weber grew up in a wealthy, cosmopolitan, and cultural family environment that was well connected to the political, social, and cultural establishment from the German bourgeoisie. And now let's see the seat of principal bureaucracy, which is Weber's theory. Weber's theory of bureaucracy was one of his most important contributions to management theory. According to this idea, there are 6 bureaucracy principles, which are as follows. Firstly is specialization. According to Weber, task facilities the timely completion of tasks at the maximum degree of ability. After that, formalized rules, which is he was pointing to what are now known as policies and procedures. After that is hierarchical structure. Weber also argued that an organization should have a hierarchical system with one obvious leader at the top. And after that is well-trained employees, which is, according to Weber, managers should acquire intensive specialized training, particularly in highly skilled jobs, and junior staff should also receive training. And last but not least is managerial dedication, which is Weber content that bureaucracy necessitates management commitment. Weber said that managers should constantly prioritize service concern over other distraction and employ their maximum operating capacity, regardless of how long they will be on the job. Now we move to advantage and disadvantage of these management figures. We will move the Frederick Winslow Taylor's first. The first advantage of this theory is increased production, which is Frederick Winslow Taylor's scientific management theory. Scientific management philosophy is employees are rigorously overseen by their supervisors and have specified goals to achieve. Therefore, employee productivity is likely to grow. Additionally, performance-based remuneration motivates people to perform better. Secondly, being control. Managers can keep employees under control because to the rigorous hierarchical system and employee specialization in specialized tasks. As a result, supervisors are always aware of what their staff are doing. And last but not least, the advantage of this theory is cost of production can be reduced. This advantage shows how about the goal of scientific management is constantly identify the greatest technology and the most efficient ways to do tasks. This advantage also enables large-scale production and lowers per unit cost. Okay, now we move to this advantage of scientific management theory by Frederick Winslow Taylor. Firstly, is cost limited. Establishing a scientific management theory will necessitate a significant investment on the part of an organization. The process of rigorously evaluating each strategy, planning, and training employees will be costly. Secondly, is increased unemployment. Employees can be simply replaced by technology due to the technological approach and specialization of work performance. This has the potential to raise unemployment rates. And last but not least is reskilling. Employees are not taught to undertake any other activity save the one in which they are specialized due to specialization and supervisors and higher accountability. As a result, employees may lack the skill required to perform other tasks in the business. Employees may also forget previously acquired skills since they will not be practicing them. Okay, now advantage of the Henry Fayet theory is replace working skill with rule of thumb and figure out the most effective way to execute certain tasks with everyone performing the same activity using the same manner. This has advantage since workers' performance can be objectively evaluated and they may be promoted or rewarded based on their productivity. And second, rather of allocating workers to any job, managers should match people to their job or task based on their competence and motivation. Then teach them how to work at top speed and especially in jobs. And last but not least, the advantage is time studies or time management. Workers' performance should be checked, trained, and supervised to ensure that the most efficient method of working are used. And the disadvantage of this theory is, firstly, the 14 principles are entirely based on 5 personal management experience. They do not include any other person, organization, or research. Secondly, respect for leadership is underestimated. Making choice with authority is simple. Leadership fosters unity and drive, as well as productivity and ingenuity for competitive advantage. And last but not least is Last but not least, when Fayol founded the principle corporate organization function on command and control, which is diametrically opposed to business organization today. Today, organizations are built on creativity, innovation, and power decentralization. And now we will move to advantage of forward management theory. Firstly, increase employment engagement. The underlying forward thinking idea of forward work that giving an individual liberty to perform their job will make them happier, more productive, and more engaged. Second, promote more employee engagement. In this method, forward propensity for two-way private interaction is useful in small business situations where the most required is flexibility. Leaders and employees must create mutual trust so that either side feels comfortable approaching to others with difficulties or disagreement in order to find win-win solution by anticipating rather than avoiding challenge and resistance. And last but not least, encourage a flat hierarchy structure. Follett did not believe in doing away with hierarchies entirely. However, small business can take advantage of flat hierarchy structure. In addition, the employee will wear many hats at small business to accomplish business goals. Executive may support the power with either in this atmosphere by expressing gratitude for the value each person offers to the firm as well. And now, the disadvantage of Mary-Follett management theory is: first, few writers on organization have called her classical thinker. This is because they assume that Mary-Follett theory had to follow by any organization. Second, she has ignored the social of nature or the processes involved in the management of organization. And last but not least, the ideas on integration were illusionary. And now, the advantage of bureaucracy in organization by Max Weber theory is: firstly, efficiency. Work is done efficiently under the supervision of line managers in the hierarchy, and competition is increasing. Secondly, is accountability and answerability. Ordinary folks can hold government officials and bureaucrats responsible for the activities they do while carrying out their tasks. If something goes wrong, the organization is held accountable. And last but not least is division of labor. Division of labor facility works and leads to specialization. If anyone cannot analyze the benefit and drawback of bureaucracy without mentioning the necessity for division of labor, organizational charge demonstrate and assure the effective flow of information within a company, as well as assisting staff in knowing who to report. People in the company can get to know one another thanks to division of labor. And disadvantage of bureaucracy by Max Weber is: firstly, expenditures determine projects. Disadvantage shown that bureaucratic structure is an annual event. As a result, funds are only accessible for the current cycle. If it's not used, the expenditures will be lost in the next fiscal cycle. This develop a policy for how people and department spend money so that it may be included in the next budget. It is an indictment to waste money by spending on unnecessary items in order to ensure a budget rise. Secondly, huge difference in employee salaries, as the workers work from start to bottom considered equal member to them. This is because the top of bottom for worker did not get paid as much as from the top. This is major problem for bureaucracy for disproportionate salaries, which is top worker are always get much money average from the worker at the bottom. And last but not least is nepotism. This is the top of problem for bureaucracy. The managers are sitting on the top and may favor their own people. The managers expect to rise quicker from deserving individuals. And finally, we have arrived to the last chapter, which is conclusion. Since each of the theories discussed earlier has strength and flaw, is it clear that each has merits its own right? However, Frederick Winslow theory is my preference because it's so current that it's presently utilized by a number of manufacturing facilities, a few hospitals, the auto industry, and fast food restaurants. McDonald's serves as a good example of a company that has successfully applied Taylor's idea. The responsibilities assigned to each employee at McDonald's are distinct. Thank you, and I will see you next time. Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Iebnu bin Hamid, and my number metric is A22A09 and 07. That's all from me. Thank you.